G'day folks, just Dragon. Just going to do a bit of a walk around today and look at some native plants that can be used for medicinal purposes and also edible plants. The emphasis on edible plants today will be on ones that don't need a lot of processing, virtually what you can pick off the bush and eat. With processing certain types of plants for food, if it's not done the right way, then you can find yourself in serious trouble. So that's probably an area I don't want to get into at the moment. So we'll just keep it simple today. I'd like to introduce a friend, Lynn, who's kindly invited us down to her property to show us what she's got growing down here. And thanks very much, Lynn, for your time. So first off, Lynn just showed us got some stinging nettle growing down here, and stinging nettle plant itself is a good herb, has medicinal uses. But if you happen to be walking through bush like this, and this is fairly typical, this creek behind us, it's very thick bush, and further to the east of us, to my left, probably 3 or 4 miles as the crow flies, it's all rainforest national park. So you're going to find a lot of this stinging nettle in there. So if you happen to brush up against it, it can be quite painful. So Lynn showed us a remedy for it to take the sting out of the plant. And to prove a point, I'll call in the gun barrel and you can do the test on me.
Okay.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, feel it.
It's just on those fingers there. Okay, so what plant's that, Lynn?
That's a conjavoid,
Conjavoid.
or called elephant ease.
Yeah. Very toxic plant for ingestion, but for this type of application, it's fine.
Yeah, how does that feel?
That feels good.
Yeah,
It's taking the sting out of it.
yeah. And you can squash it to get more sap if you need to.
Yeah. It's just a little bit here.
Okay.
Wasn't a very good shot with that plant.
There you go. How's that feel?
That's great. That sting's gone within seconds. That's great.
Yeah.
So that's the conjavoid plant, or commonly known as the elephant ear.
Elephant ease.
Which is highly toxic for ingestion, but for uses like this, it's good.
There you go, there's a sap in there.
Yeah. And of course, if you're handling food and stuffs and that sort of thing, after you've done that, wash your hands thoroughly, because you don't want this sap to contaminate your food. It is highly toxic if you ingest it. All right, thanks, Lynn. So we'll move on.
Wash it off already.
Okay, just recording now.
Oh, okay. You can pick it and wash it off and just put it in amongst salads, salad greens, or you could put it in and make a soup out of it.
So you can eat the whole plant?
You can eat the whole plant.
That's native watercress.
Yeah, right, native watercress.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just on a stream here, folks, and you see the fresh water running down here. During a drought, this stream was pretty dry, but since the floods of early 2011 and late 2010, this creek's been continuously flowing.
It's a spring-fed creek.
Spring-fed creek, yeah. A lot of springs around here dried up too, didn't they, during the drought?
This one actually didn't.
Didn't it?
No.
I thought it did. Yeah.
No, the flood has opened it all up.
Yeah.
It's made it wider.
But again, you know, if you've got water like this, streams running through the bush, it's still a good idea to sterilise this water before you drink it, even though it's flowing. So it gives you some idea. But that's an interesting point about watercress. I've heard of it, but I've never actually seen it. So if I can just get a close-up shot of it, Lynn, and it'll help the viewers identify it.
There you go.
It's one of the most important things about native plant food, is being able to identify it correctly. Just some of them are very similar in looks, and some are toxic.
Well, it's got a slightly peppery taste to it.
Oh, okay.
Mm. Very much like the cultivated watercress. But if you ever try the leaf, you taste a slightly peppery taste of it.
Yeah. And this typically, does it grow just along streams or?
Grows in very moist, swampy areas.
Okay.
And because this is a moist rainforest creek, it's pretty well got moisture all the time, so it just grows wild here.
Okay, that's good.
You can actually dig it up and cultivate it and pot it in the garden.
Okay.
But we don't need to because we got it growing naturally.
Yeah. Okay.
Those ones are bunya pines. They tend to be around national rainforesty areas. They have an orange flower on them, as you can see there at the moment up the top there. They take a few years to develop into big pods, and when they're ready to when they're ripe, they drop. And you can break the pods apart. And the old people in the old days used to use the pods in corned beef. They'd drop them in the water with corned beef, or they'd roast them in the oven.
Oh yeah, yep.
And you flip the nut itself comes in a hard casing. And you flip the hard casing after you've cooked it, and then you can eat it.
It was a favourite food of the aboriginals in this area too.
Very much so, yeah.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah. The same with the Bunny Mountains. Although there's more of these in the Bunny Mountains than there are here, but since the flood, because they haven't been harvested, there's going to be a whole forest of them.
Oh yeah, okay.
So right through here in amongst the trivet are hundreds of baby bunnies coming, so they seem to be going to replace some of the native trees that we did lose in the flood.
And these bunya pines, they take a long time to grow and mature too, don't they?
Depends on the weather.
Yeah.
If your weather's dry, they take longer, but if you've got moist weather, they'll shoot. They shoot pretty well.
Well, there's been no shortage of that over the last couple of years.
No, that's right. And that's why if you can look through here, you can see little bunya pines coming up. Now those, when we came through just after the flood, were only probably about a foot high.
Oh yeah.
And now they're standing at 2 metres. So that's in...
There's one there, yeah. Yep.
But they're all throughout this.
Yeah.
And this is where the lily pillies and the tree ferns, the palms, all sorts of other rainforest plants get washed down with the flood.
And then there's a privet that's gone berserk around here.
Yeah.
Although I believe the timber's very good for woodwork, and I've even heard it's good for making bows and arrows too. But I've never actually tried it myself. But the privet plant itself is toxic, every part of it, to eat. So
the privet plant also, if you cut it down and you do it fresh, you take the bark off it fresh, takes up the whitest wood.
yes,
It's a very beautiful wood, and is used in art.
yeah. All right, thanks very much. We'll move on again. Recording.
This is wild passion fruit, and it gets a passion fruit on it probably about that size, and it's green, and it turns to a slightly whitish yellow, and that's when it's ripe to eat, and they're an absolutely beautiful fruit to eat. That's if you can beat the birds to them.
What time of year do they get fruit on them, Lee?
Around they start spring, they start flowering, and then they round about summer, I think, we were picking them.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
And that's native to this area too.
That's native to this area. But to eat a wild passion fruit it's similar to an ordinary passion fruit, but there's something special about it because it is native,
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
Yeah, it hasn't been mucked around with.
So it's quite grows quite prolifically in this area, doesn't it?
Grows
It's
very
quite a big
Yeah.
creeper vine on it, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You find there's more of it over there. It
Okay.
just rambles all over the place, and if you're lucky enough to ever get a taste of one, we've been here 5 years, and I've only beat the birds once.
I'll just get a close up of that leaf, Lynn. So.
Yep, here you go. Well, I'll hold it so you see it's actually a vine.
Okay. And I'll just get a close up of that big leaf. Is it possible to turn that leaf over, Lynn, to see what the underside looks like?
Yep. There you go. That's the insects have been at that. You're probably better with one. This one.
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, that's great. Thanks for that. All right.